This week, the crew gets a chance to get an insider's look at a Ford GT Supercar. Then they go problem solving with solutions to Jeep tire issues and UTV clutches. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Topcoat. As you see each week, we are hosted by Borla Performance Industries. Our studio is in this building. Alex Borla is our host, and I can tell you he knows exhaust, which we'll talk about later. But Alex, you know cars, and this is a 2019 Ford GT. You know a lot about the Ford GT. Tell us about your history with this vehicle.
Well, my history with this vehicle goes back to the late 60s, early 70s with Carroll Shelby and that whole group of guys that I really enjoyed very much. And I had the opportunity to spend quite a bit of time with the original GTs and have driven them quite a bit. And now I had a chance to drive the 06, and now we have the 19. And there's quite a transition in technology and time between all the cars. But they have captured the actual essence and the spirit of the original car with this 19 car. Okay, they did an incredible job.
That original car 50 years ago was head and shoulders above everything else that was out at the time. How revolutionary did it feel, and what did it feel like when you were involved with the program as a driver?
The car was completely different than anything I've ever driven. I've never driven a car on the right side, never had a progressive shift. I mean, it had a lot of nuances as far as cars were concerned. And the car really, really was a very, very neutral car to drive. And so are these subsequent cars.
How much has it evolved? What systems have improved?
This car is so far ahead of anything else. I mean, anything else, that it takes a while to get it to soak in. I had an opportunity to spend half a day at the factory watching them build this very car and others, and just witnessing all the care and all the engineering and all the sophistication went to this car is incredible. To me, the most outstanding component of this car is the suspension. It's got two completely separate suspensions for the road and one for the track. It's got coil springs for the road, it's got torsion bars for the track. Yet with all this sophistication, the unsprung weight is held down to a minimum because there's no suspension parts other than a little Heim joint controlling the corner in any corner of the car. So this is an incredible accomplishment.
Now, this one is special, this one's unique. What sets this apart from other GTs that are out there?
I think the only thing that really sets this car apart from any other GTs of the same year is the fact that the employees who built this car actually went through the trouble and signed the front hood for us. So I had the same thing done for the 06. I had the opportunity for them to sign it as well, and I think it personalizes the car by having the signatures.
Another thing that's unique to the GT is when you take delivery, as you did a few weeks ago, you get a tutorial, you get a class as Ford sends a representative.
It's an experience. The car is delivered to your home or your business, whatever you want. A well-informed young gentleman who's an ex-race car driver who knows the cars comes with it. He's extremely polished, he's very knowledgeable, and you get a tutorial in how to basically manage the buttons and the components of the car. It's an experience.
And you know exhaust, as we talked about. Now, what have you done to modify the exhaust on a GT that already has a fabulous exhaust system?
We were able to take our latest technology we have patents on. One is the polyphonic technology, which basically emulates a pipe organ in a church that we basically put into an exhaust. Also a cross-flow header system, a cross-flow balance pipe system, for lack of a better word, that also attenuates and basically enhances the performance of the vehicle. So we're able to package both of those technologies into a titanium system for this car. The car is powered by a V6 twin turbocharged vehicle, and we were looking to see if we can get it to sound like a V8. Because the only objection that people have to this car is the fact that it's not a V8. Okay? So we built an exhaust that you actually get the sound of a V8 out of this car.
Now, what are your plans with the car from here on out?
The car from here on out is going to go to California. It's going to get wrapped. It's going to get some graphics on it. And then it's going to go to a SEMA show. Okay? And then we hope to show off our beautiful exhaust system on the car within the auspices of the SEMA show.
And then when you get it back in your hands, you're going to drive the heck out of it, right?
The heck out of it.
What's your philosophy on collector cars? You have a number of them. Do you like to, are they trailer queens for you, or how much do you drive them?
You can't have a trailer queen in a car. It's not a painting you can hang on a wall, okay? If you leave it in your garage, it's going to sink into the concrete. You're going to have more problems with a car if you let it sit than if you periodically drive it, service it, maintain it, and take care of it. So I drive them all, you know.
Is the car going to come back here?
The car eventually will wind up back here.
When do I get to drive it?
I don't know, sometimes this fall, late fall.
Well, you heard it right there.
Absolutely.
He said I could drive it, so hopefully we'll have more of that coming up. At least I'll have some for my collection.
You can definitely do it.
That's fantastic. We appreciate your being here. Alex Borla, you can check them out on their website, and they've got a lot of great products for your car, whether it's a Ford GT or you either got an old Toyota, whatever you got banging around, Borla can help you out.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll have more of Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat coming up after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Flat Out Autos. Custom cars ranging from cutting-edge resto mods to old-school classics. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Scoggin Dickey Parts Center, your source for custom-built street-to-strip power. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better parts, better prices every day on auto parts and accessories. And by Top Coat. Don't just coat it, top coat it.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Well, we get a lot of Jeeps here in Motorhead Garage, and some guys put on accessories, and some guys change the whole dynamics of the Jeep. Well, I'm here with David from Excessive Industries. David, you achieve both, man. You're going to actually make it look good and change the dynamics, the whole ride quality. Tell me about Excessive Industries.
Started the business 4 years ago. We've got everything from long arm suspension systems, coilover kits, front and rear bumpers, you name it. This is our main seller here. This is a Gatekeeper tire carrier. This is the Edge model, and we've also added the high lift mounts and the accessory panel to this.
Now, what does this fit?
We make it for every Wrangler out there, from the TJ all the way up to the brand new JLU. This model is for the JKU. They are all model specific, and one will not fit the other.
Awesome. Now let's go ahead and get it installed. You guys are going to be impressed at how this Jeep looks. It actually changes the whole look of it, and it's pretty simple to install, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Completely bolt-in installation, no drilling or cutting required.
Send it over to you, David, and I'll come around the other side and meet you. All right, pull it up in there. All right, you ready? It's going to sit right on the side rails. Bam. Just like that. Now, it's good to know, I mean, the Jeep's configurations. David, talk about a little bit about this bar right here. I'll get mine started.
So the Jeep that we have here today has a best top, soft top on it. Now, we just removed these to make it a little easier to install.
Right.
Pretty much the more you can get out of the way, the easier it's going to be for you.
Now, we're solving a big problem as well. Let's talk a little bit about how's a Jeep tire normally stored?
So typically from the factory, they're bolted to the gate, or at least onto a tire swing. Now the issue with that is departure angles and everything else. So if you're out on the trail and you're taking your Jeep places it really doesn't belong, chances are you're gonna snag that rear tire and either get stuck and or bend your tire carrier or smash your gate in. Obviously none of those are, you know, a prime option for you. So this carrier moves the tire into the tub. You get the most departure angle possible.
We're also changing the dynamics of the Jeep. That's pretty cool. I mean, we got a lot of weight hanging back there, not so much anymore.
Yeah, so with these bigger tires, you know, most wheel and tire combinations weigh upwards of 150 pounds. So when that tire is 2 feet behind the rear axle, you've got a lot of leverage that's picking up the front end of the Jeep. And by moving the tire into it, you're helping center that weight and put more weight on the front axle. So it really changes the whole ride dynamics on and off-road.
Now, one thing to point out also, talk about the bar up here. We had to actually change that a little bit earlier. Nothing to it, and it's just this model alone.
Right, right. So with the JKU, it requires a 40 kit for a tire that is a 38 or larger. Completely bolt-in, completely reversible should you decide to sell the Jeep or anything like that. You just unzip the bar padding, put the 40 kit in, bolt it back up, and zip everything back in.
Now, you also have some accessories here. You can get it with or without this.
Right. So these brackets here are the high lift mounts. Pretty much at the top of this carrier, between the seat and the carrier and the tire, it's all dead space. So what we did was we fitted a high lift mount in between those to where you can keep your high lift inside the Jeep out of the weather. and you're really not taking up any usable space with it.
Well, let's manhandle this. I sure wish every time I get a big heavy tire around here, David, our co-host Dave, he seems to disappear. I don't know what the deal is with that, but let's see if we can get this thing up there. Why don't we set it up halfway right here? Nice. And then we'll go ahead. I think you said the key was to put it up there flat, and then we'll walk it back down.
I think we're there.
We're there. All right. Come back down right there on them lug nuts. Look at that.
Just like that.
Now also, you know, we did a little pre-adjustment to this prior to, which is nice. I mean, you may have to manipulate the bracket a little bit, pull it up, pull it down, put it in, but it's all set. Now it's just a matter of putting the lug nuts on and torquing it.
Yes,
man, this
sir.
thing looks good. What's your website?
www.excessiveindustries.com.
Well, David, you changed the whole dynamics of this vehicle by moving the tire up, and man, it looks good as well. Visit them on the web. We got a Jeep with a neat tire in it, David. I know what we can do with this thing. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
There are a ton of great looking old cars out there, and chances are you've got one too in the garage because you are watching Motorhead Garage. Well, we know you love the classic style, but you also love the modern conveniences like the CD player and Bluetooth, John, like you have in your minivan. Well, guess what? You can have it all thanks to Custom Autosound. You can have both.
Yeah, and their manufacturing process is second to none. They actually go through there, they test every one of them. They're built to the same standards and technology as any of the name brands. They're tested for vibration and temperature. Really cool. They got hands-on customization, Dave. What's that mean? Well, they got a tech checking this thing for sound before it even goes out the door, and more than that, for fitment. This is huge because that's why they look so good in a classic car. Then one more final inspection stamp, bam, it's out the door. Got everything you need.
Need proof? Right here we have an inspection sheet from the QC technician that checked this out and made sure everything was in the box when it shipped out. Everything you need comes with it. All you got to do is pull the old unit out, plug the new unit in, put the faceplate on, and you are ready to roll.
Yeah, and I love it. It's got all the modern plugs you need back here on the system, and they also offer some other products. The Bluetooth interface right here, in case you want a Bluetooth to it, bam, you're good to go. And a lot of people don't know they carry subwoofers as well. This is a 250 watt 8-inch subwoofer, man, and it seems like it's going to be that big. It's not. It's unique, low profile. It's small, and it's got some tweeters in it. Great package, going to make some great sound.
Well, you can have classic style and modern conveniences. Have your cake and eat it too with Custom Autosound. Find them at customautosound.com.
Time now for Top Coat's tips and techniques.
Here we are with this beautiful 2006 XLR Cadillac. I mean, this is a very rare and unique car. There's only 2 per dealer. And at the end of the day, if you look and you notice though, it's starting to show its age. And more importantly, through the use of traditional products, we've come to a point where we're starting to get oxidation in areas. You know, the paint's not looking as good as it normally should have looked. And so that's where F11 can really come in and take care of this. We're going to be doing the dash, the interior, the paints, I mean, every square inch of this car, right, Mike?
That's right, and if you notice, there's been old products used on this car. So you can see a lot of smears and wax residue left over. But what's incredible, you can take F11 and literally spray those areas and clean them off and correct it. And it's amazing how you can dry wipe a black car.
Yeah.
You know, and without scratching it.
Without harming in the finish at all.
And that looks brand new. And see, not only that, you can literally go right down this fender and clean off all this dirt and grime and, you know, environmental fallout.
You ought to see this, Mike. This dash with that oxidation that was on it, the F11 is filling that back in, getting it back to, you know, being supple and bringing it right back to its original condition.
Well, I'm excited. We're going to do this entire car, and when we get through, this 2006 will look brand new.
Brand new again, as it should. Bring this beauty back to life.
Scott, I tell you, this 2006 Cadillac looks brand new. Looks like a black mirror.
It does, it really does. I mean, it looks like the original condition when it came off the assembly line. And I mean, we did a lot of work to this. It still needs more tender loving care, but at the end of the day, I mean, from the dash and the oxidation removal.
Oh man, it looks brand new.
Yeah, to the paint and what you did on the paint, bringing back that lustrous shine, right? I mean, every square inch of this, the glass, the engine couplings, the plastic, carpet for crying out loud. I mean, door jambs, rubber seals, everything with one bottle of Top Coat F11.
Yeah, and what's amazing is anybody can do this. All they need is some microfiber towels, Top Coat F11, and they can get these kind of results in minutes.
In minutes, literally. And you know, the irony is using all of those other products that you normally would have had to, Top Coat wipes it all out. So at the end of the day, you can always go to our website at topcoat.tv.
Now, if you got a headlight out, that could be a do-it-yourself job. They're pretty easy to do. Now on this Malibu, super easy. I'm just going to pop up these 2 clips here, which makes it real nice and easy. Once you get the clips popped up, you can just slide it right out. Now your car may have some bolts on here. You may have to reach behind the battery and grab the bulb, but either way, this one just popped up and came right out of there. Now over here on this side, I'm going to go ahead and do this one and pop this one out. Now this one's pretty cool. Good to notice. It's a halogen headlight. Now that's pretty cool because it actually just unplugs and you replace the whole assembly right here. Now a trick for you, don't touch the halogen bulb. Either wear gloves or just do like I'm doing, plug it in, don't touch the bulb itself, then come back over here. You're going to index it, put it in, and when you find the index, lock it, and then just replace it just how you took it out. Put it back in there, tuck it in, and lock your clips back down. Now the evolution of bulbs, these are the old incandescent bulbs. You just saw the halogen bulb, but this one's pretty cool. This is high intensity discharge, HID. You know those big white lights? That's the one that goes here. It's a giant arc tube right here. You get 600 volts of electricity, bam, sparks, light that thing up, you get those bright lights. So make sure you know what bulb you're using. Check your owner's manual, replace your headlights so you can see and be safe.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Rust Release, the safe industrial strength rust remover that works. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Multi-rack systems, all-in-one solution for transporting just about anything, anywhere. And by XXX Industries, your leader in building the best suspension seats available for all off-road applications.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat. Now, in a previous episode, we showed you how to get the most out of your UTV by getting the ECU turned up and getting a little performance out of it. And Terry is here from Gilliman Innovations once again. Now, Terry, let's recap a little bit about the ECU. Folks are sending this in to you. What kind of things are you doing to help them soup up their UTV?
Yeah, when they send the ECU to us, we have a lot of different things we do. We do everything from basic fixing some misfire code issues that people have to increasing the performance, getting rid of seatbelt limiters, speed limiters, torque limiters, so the machine is putting out full potential of what it's capable of.
And so that is also changing the profile a little bit. The engine's running at different RPM and it's making more power, so you're going to need to make some changes with the clutch.
On this model, this is a Ranger 1000 stock. The clutching runs at low 6,000 RPM range, 6 to 6,300 RPM. After the tune, peak power is in the mid 7,000 RPM range, so it's critical to get the clutching set up right. I have a couple examples here of clutch kits. This is our adjustable clutch kit for the Ranger 1000. This gives adjustability, so if you make a tire change, elevation change, you can actually change the RPM profile or how much weight is on that flyweight so it stays where it needs to be. We have a solid weight clutch kit also. This kit we set up for your base setup that you tell us, your tire size, the machine, if it's a crew cab or a regular cab, and you basically just throw this kit in, but you don't have adjustability with this kit. So I'm going to show you today, this is our clutch weight, it's adjustable. This machine is going to take 3 weights in the first 2 holes. These are magnetic weights. Basically what you end up doing is you just slide these in here and they just snap right into place. These are earth magnets, they don't come out. You put these weights in and the springs, you're all set.
And you know, based on the machine and the setup, what they're going to need as far as weights go.
Yep, yep. We give you what you need. Yep.
And it's pretty delicate because too much weight, that's going to advance that too quickly, and you're going to bog down. It's like shifting right from first into fourth gear.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. This gets it right on where it needs to be so you can get maximum performance.
And you guys have great instructions on how to install the kit. Yes. Even John can understand it, and he's over there getting ready to put it in now.
It's so easy. John can do it. Man, I could rebuild this whole motor, but at the risk of getting my hands dirty, I let Terry handle it. Why not? And it was pretty simple. He just went around the whole clutch cover. There's little 8mm bolts. Got all the 8mm bolts as he went around the cover and plucked those off, no problem. Worked the cover out. Once he got the cover out, then he went to the secondary clutch and loosened it up a little bit. Once that secondary clutch was loose, went ahead and slipped the belt off so we can get to the actual drive itself. Then we moved on to the primary clutch. Took the primary clutch off, the front cover of the primary clutch, and behind that was the spring. Voila, there it was. And for the sake of time, we went ahead and put in 2 of the weights. Terry, you're working on the 3rd one, man. Walk us through the process.
Yeah, well, I just got the pin out on this last weight here, and I can show you a little bit of the difference here on these weights. This is a factory weight. It's 114 grams. It's a pretty straight profile. As you can see, our clutch weight is quite a bit different. It's a lighter weight, but it has more of an arc to the profile, which makes the weight more aggressive. It ramps up RPM a lot quicker.
Fantastic. Now, we program this, so obviously we need to upgrade the clutch. I mean, that's a must.
Yeah, doing the clutch is critical because the RPM is at a different profile. It's a higher RPM, and the machine makes more power too, so you have to harness the power, and clutching is key.
Well, this thing's going to drive great. Go ahead and show us the install.
All right.
So now you're just putting the weight in there, just in the reverse the procedure basically of how you're taking it out?
Yeah, these are really easy. Each weight has a single pin with a nut on the end that holds them in. It's an 1/8 inch Allen wrench and a 3/8 nut on the end, so they're pretty easy to put in.
Okay, yeah, now it's just a matter of reversing the procedure. If you got torque specifications, follow them to a T, that's crucial. If you don't understand, get a service manual. Pretty simple job, easy to do. Cool part is, Terry, this thing's gonna make a massive amount of power.
It is.
I'm driving.
All right, John, we got the clutch upgraded, we got the ECU upgraded, and we are ready to rip. GillimanInnovations.com, they can help you get ready to rip as well.
Yep, unfortunately, we're out of time for today. If you got a cool product you want to get on the air, just email Jeff@masterstv.com. Well, I see some donuts in the future, but stick around. There's more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat next week. Woo! Woohoo!